My name's Shirley McLean. I'm from Victor Harbour, and the Royal Flying Doctor retrieved me from Mungarani up on the Birdsville track in response to a call from the people who are running a tag-along tour. I can remember going back to my camp, setting up my swag, my stretcher, and the last thing I can remember was being picked up off the ground 2 hours later with just my jeans and t-shirt on from the day's travel. And it was, anyone who's been in the outback knows how cold it gets at night, and I was just freezing cold. I don't remember how I got from a car up to one of the units. They carried me up there, and they did call the Royal Flying Doctor because I'd been unconscious for, they worked out, would have been about 2 hours. All I can remember saying when the Royal Flying Doctor and the others were there is, "I'll be fine, just give me a sweet cup of tea and I'll be fine, and I'll be back on the trip tomorrow with you." And they kept saying, we'll see about that, we'll see about that.
When we first arrived, Shirley looked fantastic. She was awake, talking to us. All of her blood pressure and heart rate and everything were normal. We'd done some blood tests on her. They all came back perfectly normal. So for when her first cardiac arrest happened, it was well and truly out of the blue.
Whilst I was in the hotel room providing care for Shirley, all of a sudden her colour drained from her face. I looked at my cardiac monitor and her heart stopped. So I immediately commenced CPR. We managed to get her back, but it wasn't to be the end of it. It happened again, and we needed to perform CPR on Shirley again.
Both Chris and myself have done training in advanced life support, meaning that if someone does have a cardiac arrest, there's quite a set algorithm and procedure that you go through, which is all evidence-based, to try and make sure that we are providing the best standard of care. This is a unique job for us, just because it encompasses everything that the Flying Doctors is all about. It was a very remote location. We had to use a ute with a stretcher and some ratchet straps. We took off, or landed and took off on a dirt runway, and we had quite a long distance to cover with an unwell patient.
Shirley was very clearly quite concerned about her family. That happens to a lot of patients. They really want to get people involved and let them know that they're going to be okay. Shirley was really keen for us to talk to her daughter and let her know that she was going to be okay.
I was on the stretcher. I can remember him trying to get me on the plane, and I can remember Jess there, and I can remember just saying, "Can you please ring my daughter, please?" And I said, "I don't know the number because it's just on my phone." So she had to get the number from my phone, and she rang my daughter to just tell her what was happening.
This is exactly what I signed up for in joining the Royal Flying Doctors, the opportunity to be able to save a life under those sort of circumstances, in that environment. There is no job in the world that can give somebody the satisfaction that Jess and I would have felt that night, particularly knowing that Shirley lived and will be able to tell the tale.
Being a city person, you probably don't think the Royal Flying Doctor will ever have a use for it. It's there, available. The Royal Flying Doctor's there. It's not just outback people. They service the outback people, where city people now are venturing more than ever before, and all age groups. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what the Royal Flying Doctor do.